guys, welcome to my channel, All Things Militia, where I discuss a lot about what's going on in the political world and also topics that pertain to everyday life in general. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Keep it coming, you guys. If you see a video that you like, don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up. Continue to leave your comments down below because I want to get your thoughts on what I'm discussing. Share the video, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. You can do all those things, and don't forget to subscribe if you're interested. So I just wanted to come on here tonight, you guys, and discuss Charlamagne the God. I don't know if you may be familiar with him or not, but he's a popular radio show host on a show called The Breakfast Club that's been around for some years now. And they, have all type of people on the show. From politicians to musicians, just a lot of different people. And this particular show, he had a Republican black man by the name of Larry Elder, who came on the show and was pretty much trying to educate them about the black community and politics. But I guess because he was a Republican doing it, Charlamagne took the stance that many liberal black people take, and this is what he had to say.
Have you ever heard the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking.
So pretty much telling him that he forgot that he's black because he's not for the Democrat Party. If you haven't seen that interview, it went viral. But it's just interesting that a lot of black liberals have that same take when it comes to black conservatives. I have gotten so many comments from specifically black people on the liberal side calling me a Uncle Tom, a sellout, a coon, and among other things, because I support more so conservative values. And it's just interesting that they don't take the time to understand why, we have the beliefs that we have, although they are the party that claims to be pro-choice. They instead like to go towards insults. And to me, that is a perfect representation of their masters. Okay, you know how the masters used to always insult the slaves, and now the master has the slaves, the house slaves, I would like to say, insulting the field slaves, because we have been enlightened by things outside of the liberal bought and paid for media, things that we don't see in the news media, because the media is not meant to give us news. It's meant to give us a narrative. But let's see what Larry Elder's response was to Charlamagne the God.
You think you've ever had
Well, I'm acutely aware, Charlamagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way?
Exactly.
I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigga.
He literally just said, I wouldn't say I wasn't upset about that. I'm not going to say I'm going to let it upset me, just like I'm not going to let you upset me. What was the point of making that statement? All he's doing is stating a fact. You had Joe Biden, who's a known racist, on the show telling you that you weren't black unless you voted for him, which was very disrespectful, and you didn't do anything about it. But you want to call this man, insult this man because he is not for that particular party that insults you on a day-to-day basis, especially when you don't agree with them? And who wants to continue to agree with a party that has not done anything but abused and used and discarded them? Policy-wise. They come out, they talk poise, they try to act diplomatic and respectable, and we're gonna fight for people, all people. Yes, we understand racism is a problem. they never get addressed on their racist policies. Let's continue.
Call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, and he came in here and told you you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't apparently.
I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
Oh, now
I didn't say you.
that's so cliche, you guys. That's the first thing that these people do. I've spoke to several black, liberal, more so leaning people, and when you really come direct with them facts, then all of a sudden is, I'm not liberal or Republican. I'm not really a political person. But you got a lot to say when it comes down to conservatives until you get checked. Just like him. At any rate, you guys, this is what Larry Elder was talking about when he said how Charlamagne the God who, said he wasn't black because he was a Republican, was told the same thing by this Democrat man on his show to his face.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see
Take
you.
a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none.
You have a record that is none. A record that is full of shit. And you were behind signing that 94 crime bill that incarcerated mass numbers of African American men. And made a video, like I stated before, saying he didn't regret it. So if Charlamagne the God is looking for something specifically for the black community, he'll never get it from the likes of people like this who have spent decades grifting off of the black vote, practically pimping black people, I should say.
NAACP's endorsed me every time I've run.
And that's a lie.
I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
Now, I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about.
I know you have.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today. I want to talk to you about mostly black stuff.
I get overwhelming support from the black leadership, young and old. Every poll shows me way ahead.
And black people saved your political life in the primaries this year. They have things they want from you. And one of them is a black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
See what he just said? Black people saved you, and they have things in the polls or in the primary, and they want something. They have things that they want from you. And one of the things that they want is a black woman running mate. Not policies that are going to help benefit us more economically, but we just want to see the image of us in a high position. And that is the ignorance of us.
To them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee you there are multiple black women being considered. We've seen it more clearly now. In a black majority county, they're 6 times more likely to die in the pandemic than a white county. They're disproportionately uninsured in the African American community. Disproportionately make up.
You know why we're disproportionately insured? Biden, the father of a crackhead son, is because you all have been giving illegal immigrants free health care and allowing them to come over here to predominantly black areas where they set up their businesses in a matter of little to no time because of all of the free benefits that you all have given to them who haven't earned it.
Essential jobs that they can't do at home. They're risking their lives every day. Enough's enough.
What's something that you always carry with you?
And that's crazy, you guys. These people, that's what I'm saying. They full of shit. I'm just gonna say it like that. Full of shit. He's talking like he's for black people and he's for working on behalf of black people. But when you look at the policies that this dude has been behind, this is a decades, probably 3-4 decade politician, Joe Biden, who came up, during that civil rights era, was on record saying he didn't want integration, didn't want his children growing up in a racial jungle. Okay, and it's just interesting how the Democrat side always get treated with respect by the likes of people like Charlamagne the God, okay, while at the same time disrespecting them. And then turn around and take a whole total different approach when it comes to people that support President Trump and President Trump himself. But I'm gonna continue on with this, you guys. This is another clip of Charlamagne the God Breakfast Club when they had the Hildebeest on their show, and just listen to how she joined the club of the Democrats, like all Democrats do, disrespected them straight to their face, and how they responded.
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
Is it working? Not I'm not pandering to you. Not I really actually do keep hot sauce in my bag, even though we knew that was a lie, an insult. But you know, a lot of ignorant black people will fall for that. Girl, she quoted that line from Beyonce's song. I got hot sauce in my bag. Swag. See it in. I want it. And you can't get it because you keep voting for these type people. The blatant disrespect. And then here's Charlamagne the God again. I think this is the one he did with Kamala, the woman who didn't get a single vote for the presidential candidate, but the Democrats just put her up all at the same time while talking about fighting for democracy.
I'm very pleased to have joining me for a God's honest conversation, the Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Hey, Charlamagne.
She's the superhero that's going to speak against Joe Manchin. No. I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Joe Biden or Joe Manchin?
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I don't think the vice president can hear you. It's Simone. I'm so sorry, Charlamagne. We have to wrap.
She can hear me.
You can hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice President?
So I'm sorry, we got to wrap.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
How do I answer that? He just asked who's the real president. Wait a minute, I need a second for that. I wasn't expecting that type of question coming from Charlamagne, the liberal God. I have to be careful with how I say this because we know that it isn't Joe Biden, even though we're saying he's the most mentally and physically fit president, and we ran on that. Although he rarely did any press conferences, got lost while being led. Okay. Was asleep half of the time on the beach. Yeah, people know that Biden wasn't in charge. But let's continue.
They can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's
I can hear you.
the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlamagne.
Come
on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Okay.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president. And my name is Kamala Harris.
Oh, she went off on him. She snapped off. She went in there. Moved in. Because you know they call her Dr. Giggles because she always laughed about every single thing. But I didn't see a single crackle when she responded to him asking who was the real president. She got real then. Yeah, you guys. Let's continue on. This is the reason why many people felt like he wasn't the actual president. This is the person that they said won 81 million votes, the most votes in the history of the country. Although he rarely campaigned. When you saw President Trump holding rallies like almost on a daily basis, drawing thousands of people in the crowds, which the liberal bought and paid for media did not want to show because they had a narrative to uphold, an agenda as well. But yeah, let's see why we, felt like he wasn't the real president.
Tucker, yeah. kleptocracy and the guys who are the kleptocracies. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yachts,
listen to this
their
video.
luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy and the guys who are the kleptocracies.
I didn't really catch what he was trying to say, you guys, but I did hear him say they're going to seize their ill-begotten gains, talking about Putin. But I wish we can seize his ill-begotten gains, because he's gained a lot out of the political office while not doing a damn thing for the people. And this is another reason why people felt like he wasn't the president.
I commend all the nations that stepped up when it counted to stand with Ukraine. I've said before, Russia will not prevail in this war. Ukraine will prevail in this war, and we'll stand with them every single step of the way. That's what the compact says, loudly and clearly. And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
That's the president of Russia.
You can beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway.
Yeah, you ain't focused at all. Your mental is gone. It was gone the whole time you was in office. That's why people knew that you weren't the president. And we learned about that auto pen that signed off on a lot of preemptive pardons when he was on his way out. And they gave the January 6th committee a preemptive pardon. You know, the committee that said that President Trump was trying to insurrect the government, that they just put up at the last minute. Yeah, they got a preemptive pardon. Guess who else got a preemptive pardon from his auto pen? Dr. Fauci, the doctor that was said that he was following the science, but was found to be funding gain of function among several of his family members. You know, those were major news stories, you guys. You would think that the doctor that was over the pandemic, when he got a preemptive pardon, why would a doctor need a preemptive pardon? That should be front page news. The January 6th committee that came after President Trump saying he tried to, incite an insurrection, they got preemptive pardons. Why? That was big news. Along with him pardoning several of his family members, including his crackhead son, that reportedly sold out the country. Major news stories, you guys, but we did not hear a peep of it from the bought and paid for liberal media. But the ones that were doing their research and their due diligence knew this, which was why President Trump won in a landslide after all the things that they ran in their bought and paid for liberal media against him. And to top this off, you guys, this was Kamala Harris when she went on another bought and paid for person show, Oprah Winfrey, right before the 2024 presidential campaign. And let's listen to her speak.
This movement that is about reminding each other that we have so much more in common than what separates us is so critically important. And this is about the strength of who we are as Americans. Mm-hmm. And this movement that we're in about, as I like to say, seeing in the face of a stranger a neighbor.
Yes.
Right? An extension of love thy neighbor, that you literally in the face of a stranger see a neighbor.
Yes.
Okay, so is that what y'all saw in the face of these illegal immigrants? Because I thought a neighbor was supposed to be a person that's in your community, like within your own country, But it seemed like y'all, love the illegal immigrants that wasn't, your neighbor or our neighbors more than you loved your actual neighbors within your country.
And approach each other with that level of dignity and grace and kindness. This is the beauty of our country. There's so much at stake in this election. And ultimately, the question before us is, what kind of country do we want to live in? And the beauty of a democracy, as long as we can hold on to it, the beauty of a democracy is each of us has the power. Each of us has the power to answer that question.
And that's just interesting, you guys. Even though we are a constitutional republic, they love to claim that they were fighting for democracy, and a democratic process is to have voters choose who they want as their presidential candidate, but they did not do that in her case. She ran back in 2020, like I've said before, against President Biden and others, and was one of the first people out of that presidential run. But, you know, they chose her, in my opinion, as a DEI hire to try to, you know, appease black people. Because, look, we put someone that looks similar to you, even though she's reportedly an Indian and not a black woman, in a position. And we let you see somebody that looks like you while not doing a damn thing for you, policy-wise. Letting all these foreigners and illegal immigrants come right in your area, right in our area, and get free benefits, and right in our face open up businesses while we still have yet to overcome. And you still have ignorant black people, I have to say it, that keeps buying the bull crap. And this was beautifully stated. I saw this comment here. It says, and though the forest was shrinking, the trees kept voting for the axe. For the axe was clever and convinced the trees that since her handle was made of wood, she was one of them. I'm going to leave it off on that comment, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you later.